Hey y'all, how you doing? Um, got yesterday took apart the distributor, the Mopar small block points distributor. Um, Today I'm going to do a little cleaning on it. It occurred to me last night that it would be a pretty good idea to show you all uh, inexpensively how to clean it and prepare the distributor body to get cleaned. See, as you can see, it's not been cleaned at all. So how to clean it and also how to get it ready for all the parts to go back in it, and also clean up all the other parts and basically put this thing back together in as much that I'm going to just have it, sitting here ready to be basically, it'll probably be a parts distributor, to be brutally honest. But, you know, this housing's pretty good, and I really dig this little part here. So, okay. Um, let's get started. All right. So, let me set the camera up here so you all can see what's going on. I'm just going to do some cleaning. That's all I'm going to do. Now, you're going to notice an old toothbrush right there. If you don't already know, those are excellent for cleaning parts up. They are absolutely perfect for that job. So, so as you can see right here, I've got an assortment of brushes I've dug up here. We'll go ahead and set that stuff over there. Now these engine cleaning brushes, don't be thinking that you're going to have to spend a lot of money to get these. You don't. They're really inexpensive. I got most of these I got at like Northern Tool. So as well that's you can walk in there and pick them up for relatively little money. You're not spending a king's ransom for those. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with a little bit of brake parts cleaner. Oh, and some safety glasses. Yeah. Make sure to have something covering your eyes. A face shield, safety glasses, something. Matter of fact, to tell you what I'm going to do, I got a little bit of penetrating lubricant in here. I think I'm just going to use a little penetrating lubricant and an old toothbrush. And you see right there already, this stuff is just breaking loose already. Now, you notice I'm using an old toothbrush. These are excellent for cleaning all sorts of different things. I've been using them for years. They're perfect for cleaning. Just go ahead and wipe down the outside here real quick. Okay, you get the general idea. tell you what, I'm going to use that in there. Let's see. Put some on the brush there. And then we'll run it through. Okay, I may have made a mistake. Because that's really tight. But, alright, so here we go. Let's see. What about that one? Yeah. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm going to pause this and come right back and show you some more. Okay, y'all. All right. Here's what's been going on. Got the housing, distributor housing itself, distributor body. Look at that. Huge difference compared to earlier. We can see a series of numbers. 46 is on two different places there on the distributor. And then we see a series of numbers right here, and then of course inside here there's some numbers inside here as well. Cleaned the little port out right there for lubricating the distributor shaft and the bushings. These bushings are in excellent condition. These all look fantastic. The housing itself, yes, it did get beat up a little bit when I was taking it out, but that's not that big a deal. This housing is a little bit different than what I'm used to. Most Mopar distributors, they have an O-ring right here. This one doesn't have a provision for an O-ring at all, so maybe they were sealing this up with a gasket. So, not much of a place to put a gasket there, but maybe that's what they were doing. Maybe this was before they were using the O-rings. Okay. All right. Also, been cleaning up this shaft here a little bit. As you see, I've got the flyweights off. The flyweights are over here on the other side here of the vise. Got those guys off with the springs. They just came right off. They weren't like seized on there, nothing like that. The shaft did get bent just a little bit, but it was really, really tough to get it out, if you recall from the previous video. So, what I'm going to do next is we're going to do a little, I've already tested this shaft in the housing before. I just done a little cursory sanding and cleaning up on it, and it came out just really, really nice. I've done a little more sanding on it right here on the main part of the shaft. This part got a little bit bent, and this plate here, it got bent just a little bit too, but I got them straightened back out the best I can anyway. As you can see, the shaft just falls right in there. It's not a big deal. Now, before you think about it, there is a flat washer, a thin little flat washer that goes right here. As a matter of fact, if you look there, you can see the outline of that flat washer right there. So, I've also been cleaning up this part right here, trying to get it cleaned up so that it will go on this part of the shaft right here, part of the advanced mechanism. And it does go on, but it's a little bit stubborn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little more cleaning in here, and I'm going to probably take some sandpaper and try to take some aggressive sandpaper and try to take some of this roughness off of this here. It's a little bit rough, so okay. There's still a groove here where I can put a clip, so this might still be usable. So anyway. All right, but really, a few minutes, some brushes, and even some some Scotch-Brite cloth, and then before you know it, it comes out looking pretty decent. Now, this is by no means a resto quality, but if you're like rehabbing some of this old stuff that's been out in the elements, this is the kind of stuff you do. I didn't even use an entire can of brake parts cleaner on this. I just used like a little bit of Deep Creep, a little bit of PB Blaster, and a little bit of brake parts cleaner, a little bit of elbow grease. And this is the result. So, let's get y'all a little bit better position here, okay? Alright, so, anyway, I'm going to show you some of the, some of the easier cleaning methods to get things in shape that you want. Now, you may not be the person, you may not be like me, you may be working on some other kind of vehicle. Some other kind of vehicle might be your thing, and that's fine too. So, now to clean these little washers here, very simple. Oh, sorry about that. You just take your sandpaper, lay it on a flat surface. Just move. Yeah, I'll be right there. Anyway, you just flip the washer over. Yeah, there we go. All right, that looks fantastic. All right, so that's ready to go back in. Ready to go back in there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pause this for just a minute. Be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Just had to help with something there real quick. And here's one of the flyweights. Look at there. It's cleaned right up. Okay. Now, you may think, see, here's the other one, back of the other one. You may think you have to have a whole lot of specialized equipment and stuff to do all of the restoration, and you don't. That's what this channel is all about. It's about showing you all how to do this stuff, at your home, in your home garage there. Okay, so next, let's see. Now, when you're doing this, you may have to stop every so often and just look at stuff and clean it off. Hit it with some brake parts cleaner or something like that. Okay? I mean, because, you just want to get an idea of where you're at, basically. So, I'll go ahead and I'll do this. Now, as you can see, we've got, that's looking tremendously better right there already. Want to, get a lot of the old crud off and rust, corrosion, stuff like that. It's not only about making it look good, but it's about making it, getting it to a point where it's going to function really well. And honestly, You know, even if you are restoring something, you know, a vehicle or an engine, or rebuilding something in your own garage, or restoring something in your own garage, wherever that garage might be, you know, and whatever that garage might be. It might be a barn, it might be a shed, it might be a carport, it might be your basement. Whatever the case may be, now we can see some of the numbers on that flyweight right there, so that's kind of nice. Yeah. So all we want to do is we just want to, you know, even when you're restoring or building something or restoring something in your own garage, you want to make it look nice, man. I mean, you would take some pride in what you're doing, you know. You know, so there's more cleaning that's going to be done on those flyweights, so that's not all. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. Let's take this. Now you can use electrolysis to get some of this rust off of these parts, and it works really well. I'm a big fan of that. There is also a bunch of other methods you can use to remove rust as well. You know, removing rust from a lot of this stuff is it's not just there's only one way to do it. You know, there's multiple ways to do it. As you can see, this here is looking better. Chuck it back up in here, and let's see. Let's go over the cam, points cam here real quick. Okay. So, right there, that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that, you know, getting it looking better, you know, so that when you go to put this in your vehicle, or put something like this in your vehicle, it just looks better. It just looks better. You know, it's going to perform well. Now, in today's time, where does a points ignition system fit? Well, if you're restoring a vehicle and you want that originality, then of course a points ignition is going to be the way to go. You know, if it originally came with points ignition. However, there are the MSD boxes, and they can be triggered off of a points distributor. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Those things they're great, and you can trigger them off a points distributor, which is even nicer. Now, unfortunately, the weather, I don't know if you can hear it out there or not. It is raining out there, so right now, getting out there outside and doing any kind of work on anything outside is really not going to be an option. It is really nasty. As you might be able to hear, the rain is actually increasing. So, I'm going to stay in here. Now, I would be working on my 360, but the reality is right now, with the atmosphere, the air out here being so heavily laden with moisture, I just don't want to risk take the risk of getting moisture in that engine. So I'm just going to leave it closed up right now. Okay. Tell you what, we've been cleaning on this. Let's give them a little spray down and let's see how they fit together. Maybe they'll fit together pretty decent. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, that's pretty slick right there. I would use that. Yeah, I would use that. Yeah. Yeah, I'd use that, and that'd work. That would work for me. So, okay. Now let's move on to this advanced mechanism, advanced plate. Okay. Here is basically there's two parts to this. This is what holds the two halves together. Okay. That I'm not sure if I can get that loose, break that loose and save it. Maybe not. Tell you what, let me get a wrench for this, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. This son of a gun is rusted up really tight, and I could use a little heat on it, but I'm not sure I'm really helping anything out here. I'm probably just going to try to get some new points or newer points and put on here and be done with it. These have been they're kind of janky even without all the rust. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it in there or not. Let's get over here. That screw that holds the points in, it's actually contacting this bottom plate, and it's down in there. Yeah, it's contacting that bottom plate, and the whole thing is riding on the end of that screw, and then the point arm is actually contacting the head of the screw. So when it comes back too far, so I don't think that screw is supposed to be there. I will hold on to it. Hopefully I can get it out of here without it being a big issue. So let's see, what can I do here? Let's see. Like I said, all of this has been soaking in all kinds of okay, there we go. Yeah, that broke loose. Yeah. Now this condenser, I don't know how good it is. So let's get this off here. There's a little stud the end of these points sit on. Right here. So there we go. Got it off. I'm not going to throw these away right now, but I am just going to set them aside, and for the time being, okay, there we go. There's our advanced plate. Now you see this little stub portion sticking up there. That is what this plate rides on. That's what it's actually supposed to be riding on. Right there, like so. Okay, your vacuum advanced canister, right here it is. it goes, that portion of it, you know, this bolts onto the outside of the distributor body, and then this portion of the vacuum advance can. Whoop! Sorry, I'm sorry. Hit the camera. My fault. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, the vacuum advance canister moves this back and forth to advance and retard your ignition timing. Okay. So that will, if you think about it, think about, like, you know, the spark plug is sitting here. Okay, the spark plug's sitting here, and the piston comes up, you know, and you want that spark plug to fire at just the right time. Okay, I know this is kind of a, let's see, maybe I can do a better demonstration here. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, the whole point of the advanced mechanism is so that the thing will fire in time, okay, at a right time, so that the fuel and air mixture can burn completely and effectively, and burn all of the fuel in time for the piston to come up. And when that piston is at top dead center, the crank rolls over, and then the piston comes back down, okay, because it's got that pressure from that explosion or that burn. Okay, all right, so enough explanation of that. Let's get back to the distributor, okay, this advance plate. All right, so here we go. Let me set y'all up here. Okay, I know this video is getting long, but there's a lot of really, really good information packed in here into this, so I do apologize in ahead. Let's see. This is just a little spring clip. All I'm removing right there. Ah, there we go. There we go. Got the spring clip off. So, okay, now the two parts, the two halves come apart, and there we go. We've got the two halves apart. Just a little bit of cleaning here is all that's necessary. Not much, really. So, all we're going to do here, all right, so that's the distributor boiled down to all its little bits and pieces. Okay, now I'm just going to go over this with, just remove some of that rust there. It's not tremendously important because this thing was functioning just fine with that rust in the way. I'm just getting the major crusties off of there. Okay. Same thing here on this part here, which attaches to that with a little spring clip, just like I showed. You just want to go through. Okay. So here we go. Just a little cleanup, a little tidy up here. That's all we're doing. Okay. All right. So there we go. Looking pretty decent. I'm liking it. Okay, we can start doing a little assembly here. Okay. We'll just start doing a little assembly. Start getting things back to where we need them. Like so. Now, I'm going to go ahead though, coat, put a little grease. Use a little white grease. I know this is not, some people's liking, but this is just, it's just a little few dabs here. We're just gonna, you can actually see where this thing rides on those pins. So, yeah, you can see right there. All right, so we'll just go ahead, and now we've got that lubricated. We'll put that back together. Oh man, that's just so nice right there. That's so nice. Okay, now spring clip. Okay, so I'm gonna have to clean up some of my work surface here just a little bit. It is really, really nasty. Okay. So there we go. That is back together, and that is looking fantastic. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So there we go. Okay. Now, if you don't remember, the points go on right here, like so. Okay, they just go on like that. If I had another set of a new set of points, I would put them on, or another set, I would put them on. But here we go. Okay, so now that slot in the points right there allows you to make adjustments to the points gap. Okay. Now, so I tell you what, let's do a little more reassembly. Let's get the shaft back in the body and get all of that back together. What do you say? I think that's a fantastic idea. I'll tell you what, this video is so long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video. I thank you very, very much. And I'm going to come back and show you some more. Okay? Thank you very, very much for subscribing and sharing and hitting that like button and all of that stuff. I really, really seriously appreciate it. I really do. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I also really enjoy all the interaction, the comments and everything else, so just keep them coming. Okay? Big celebration today. I have 100 subscribers. Yeah, I know. There's some people that's got like thousands or millions or whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. But to me, that's a big deal. Okay, so, all right. Thank you very much. And God bless. And have a great one.